Okay, we're on. Let me pause this. Okay. Okay. Share. All right. If anybody's actually watching this right now, just bear with me for a second. Let me just share this on social media real quick. Oh, okay. So I'm going on Facebook to just share the fact that I'm streaming live. Here. Okay. Post. Okay. Post. There we go. Join my live stream as I redesign my website. Okay. Oh, it'd probably be helpful if I put the link. There we go. Share now. Okay. Wait for that to post. Alrighty, perfect. Sorry, I got a text message coming in. Okay, so it looks like the post is there. Join my live stream as I redesign my website. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to go to my WordPress site. My website is through WordPress, so that's why I'm going to WordPress. And I'm going to be using their design tools that come with the website. Alrighty. Whoa, looks like 5 people are watching. Lee, what's up, Lee? And Betty, what's up, Betty? Okay, wow. I see the comments coming in. All right. So I'm going to go to my site. I'm going to go to design. Let me just make sure you guys can see. Okay, perfect. You guys can see. So going to design and then customize. So it's loading the customizer. So here's my idea. What I wanted to do is show, not show, I wanted to change my new process. So Lee, I already uncomedic sense of humor. Sorry about that. But anyways, so my idea is to change my new client take-in process because here's the deal. I've always said that the first appointment, the first grooming appointment is a lot like the first date. And on the first date, the last thing you want to do is, buy the girl dinner, take her out to a movie or whatever, an event, drop her off at home, invite yourself in, get in bed with her, you know, whoa, too much on the first date. Talk about your parents. Talk about the rough childhood, past relationships that didn't work out. You don't want to do this on the first date, right? Too much. And so that's what I realized I was doing on my the first visit. Check this out. It says all new clients must schedule an entire day, 6 to 8 hours or more, and it's $275 per pet. It's like, what? An entire day, 6 to 8 hours or more. And so I'm not only asking a lot from the dog, because that's a lot to ask for the dog as well, right? First time meeting, and we're gonna spend about the whole day, doing grooming activities together. I don't know, right? And then so it's a big ask from the dog, and it's a big ask from the client as well. $275. And my clients, thank God, they saw the value in it and they paid, but I just feel like, and I honestly didn't really feel comfortable charging that much either. But I had to charge enough for the day because I'm investing my entire day, right? So I just was really thinking about this a lot, and I've been meaning to do this for a while. Ever since I did the workshop and I streamed live with David T, we talked about doing this. I just haven't had the time. And honestly, it's almost midnight. But I mean, I just have to make the time, right? So check this out. So for the first meeting, I was gonna do, I do a meet and greet with the dogs, build rapport. Sometimes I take them on a walk, things like that. Just get them comfortable with me. Then I go through and fully inspect their skin, go through every square inch with the comb. And then I even wrote it here. The first grooming session is like a first date. Like a first date, I must try to take things slow, not ask for too much from the dog too quickly. That is why it usually takes 3 to 4 hours to thoroughly brush the dog and thoroughly brush the entire dog before they're ready to be washed. And so I already, even saying that in the new client process, I mean, yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the new client take-in process to where it's only 3 hours, only 3 to 4 hours. Really 3 would probably be ideal. And like a first date, I'm going to take it slow, go through and comb them out and get them used to the grooming process, and then that's it. And then I'm going to give the clients some homework, things that they can do to prepare for the next grooming appointment that we'll do like a follow-up to the consultation. That initial first visit, we'll do a follow-up in 2 weeks. So the dog's already going to look and feel and smell a lot better just through the thorough comb out for 3 hours. And for maybe 2 hours, but still the total consultation will be 3 hours, right? And I'm going to have the owners see what I'm doing, show them the techniques, show them which tools to use for their specific dog's coat and skin, and then give them the homework to do, schedule a follow-up appointment in 2 weeks where I come back, and then we do the full groom, the bath, the haircut, which won't take that long because the first visit I already spent a couple hours preparing the coat. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just stop it right there. And so then no bathing, drying process, no haircut, no nothing, because that first visit I don't want it to take too long. And see, here it says after the initial visit, we'll set up a regular grooming schedule and agree upon a fair, reasonable price. Their average price is 120, depending. So what I'm thinking about doing is just charging 120 for those 3 hours for that first consultation. So rather than paying $275, it'll be 120. $155 less. And not only is it going to be much more reasonable price, but it's going to be so much more pleasant for the dog, so they don't have to, go all day. It was, I feel like it was just too much, and why does it take all day? Because it takes about 2-3 hours to get the coat all combed out, especially if no one's ever done it before. It's going to take a while. But then you have to wash them. The bath takes about another hour to wash and dry, completely dry them. And then you got to do the haircut, which takes about another hour. So yeah, it's a full day. And I don't think that that's a good idea for the first visit, for the first date, right? Because that's what I was doing. After I took them on a nice date, showed them a good time, I literally invited myself in, pushed myself in, got in their bed. I said, hey, come on, you ready? On the first date. So no, I'm gonna rework all of this. So let me edit this page. How do I edit this page? Okay, edit right there. So I'm gonna press edit. Hey, what's up, Grace T? Awesome. Sorry, I gotta go back here to check the comments. Okay, so I just clicked. Okay, perfect. So it's taking me to the page where I can edit. So I'm just going to take this all out. We're unable to accept new clients because we can always do like a consultation, Okay, so anyways, okay, all new clients must schedule a consultation. A consultation visit, which will be 120, yeah, 120 per pet. And then, okay, so the meet and greet, full inspection of the dog's coat, full first grooming session is like a first date. Okay, so then I'm going to take this out. The drying, because I can tell them all of this stuff during the consultation when I meet them, explain why the bath and the haircut has to be the next visit. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to delete all that. So now services. All new clients must schedule a consultation visit, 120 per pet. Meet and greet, full inspection, dog's code, specific needs. First grooming session is like a first date. Okay. The first visit gives us a good starting point from which to work from and build upon. It is about giving the dog the most pleasant experience possible, at the same time doing what's necessary to help them feel less itchy and comfortable. We want them to feel comfortable and understand that proper grooming. Okay. I don't. That's kind of wordy, right? So I'm just gonna put experience possible. Bam. Alrighty. Bam. Okay, so the first visit gives us a good starting point to work and build upon. It's about giving the dog the most pleasant experience possible. After the initial visit, we will set up a regular grooming schedule. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to leave everything the way it is from there. Easy. That was a lot easier than I thought. Here I am thinking I'm going to update. I thought I was going to do a lot of typing and rewording, but actually I did a pretty good job. I just added too much. I just put too much on that first visit. Okay, so it updated. So then let me refresh this screen. Oh, what's up? Our favorite groomer, Patty. Patty Rogers is in the house. What's up? Patty, did you get to live stream your, was it Maltese or Maltipoo that you were about to groom? And you said your son was going to help you with the live streaming? Um, if it's up, let me know. I'll watch it. Okay, so yeah, it updated. Services, few things. So when somebody goes to my website, I have to assume that they are not going to go any further. Oh, whoops. Oh, I thought that was gonna get this side screen out of the way, but actually it just took me back to the other. Okay. So what I was gonna say is I have to assume that nobody's gonna scroll down past this, right? So what does it say here when they first go to my website? June the groomer. So it lets them know, okay, this guy named June, he's a groomer, and it says private dog groomer in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so they know what I do, where I'm at. And now so it has here books available, so they know that they can buy some books. Um, Books available online. You know what? I'm gonna change that to my books. My books are available online. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna save that because make it a little more specific. My books are available online. So there we go. We have so people will know. Okay, he wrote some books. June the Groomer on YouTube. Okay, they can go to my YouTube channel. Here is puppy cut videos, like DIY cut videos on YouTube. And then right here, I have a podcast, The Tao of June. I actually may remove this. Let me see here. Because they don't really need to. The Tao of June podcast really doesn't add anything to the dog. Yeah, I guess that's my books are. Or I just could order my books. Perfect. Publish. Order my books. Okay, because I'm trying to keep it in sidebars. I'm gonna get rid of all that. Not this because it still has to do with my website, but um, Marie Forleo, that's her name, Marie Forleo. She is an expert on marketing and online, marketing techniques and things like that. She's like a coach, but she made a really good point. It's so difficult to get traffic to your website, right? People spend lots of money and lots of marketing hours and marketing time and budget to get people to try to get on their website from social media and other sites, right? She was saying, why in the world would you get that hard-earned traffic that came to your website? Why in the world would you send them off back out into social media, YouTube, Facebook? Why would you send them back out there? You'll lose them. They'll get lost with all the other options. So she was saying, once you get someone on your website, you want to keep them in your website, in your little world there, and they can navigate and go through all the different content that's on your website, but you're keeping them in your little website, your little world there, June the Groomer. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this. Remove. Okay, so because they don't need to see that. DIY dog grooming videos, grooming table, because that's going to send them back out to YouTube. So in this one, my new podcast, The Tao of June, doesn't really add anything to the website as far as getting a potential client to order my services, right? To hire me as a groomer. But these where somebody can go on my website and following Jim the Groomer. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that too. The follow button. Actually, no, because then they can click on it and follow me. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Keyword search, cool, because they can search keywords within my website. You know, dematting, you know, nails, whatever. Recent blog posts. I'm going to leave that there as well because then that keeps them in my website. You know, they're still reading different articles that I wrote on my website from the past, so that it still keeps them on my website. So that's what I'm going to do there. And you know what? Yeah, cause I don't know. I was just thinking. I just said how you want to keep them on your website, not send them out anywhere else, like YouTube. And I have this, you know, June the Groomer on YouTube, Teddy Bear Cut. So yeah, I'm gonna take that out because again, that's sending them out into the social media universe, and it's a big world out there in social media: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever. You know, you got so many options once they go back out into social media. Good luck getting them back onto your website, right? So yeah, I'm gonna take that out. So DIY puppy cut, take that out. So the only thing that they'll have here, okay, so order my, I'm gonna, um, yeah, order my grooming books from, no, yeah, on Amazon. There we go. Because I believe that takes them to my, yeah, Amazon author page. Yep. So that's what we'll do. Because even though that link is going to send them out to a different website, it's not really social media. It's my author website. It's my author page on Amazon. And from that page, they can order either my Art of Grooming book or the 4 Steps to a Beautiful Groom. Oh, by the way, I actually made a speech tonight at my Toastmasters meeting about this book here. Oh, okay, could you see it? And so I even took it out there and used it as a prop. Anyways, my speech tonight at the Toastmasters meeting was how to self-publish a book. But it wasn't, I didn't talk about like the technicalities, like how to set the margins or what website to use. I didn't get into that. I actually talked about how to actually get yourself to write the book, you know, because we all have an idea to write a book, but most of us dismiss it because we think to ourselves, it's probably not a good idea. I came up with it, you know? So literally, I started off the speech by letting people know you literally have to just make a decision for yourself. You have to choose. You have to decide for yourself. I have a message worth sharing. My voice is worth sharing, using. You know, I have a voice, and it's worth it. You know, I have a message that is valuable and it's worth sharing. You just got to decide that for yourself, and then share it. Our favorite group. No, I didn't. The client ended up rescheduling for Friday. Okay, but I will be streaming a 22-month-old Saint Bernard Bernese Mountain Dog. Ooh, sounds big and matted. And he never been groomed before on Thursday. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, Patty, good luck with that. Seriously, because you're dealing with a 22-month-old Saint Bernard. So he's already almost 2 years old. So he's full grown. You know, he's a big dog now. He's not a puppy. And Saint Bernard slash Bernese Mountain Dog, they're both big breeds. And he's matted, and he's never been groomed before in 2 years. So he's already going to be feeling uncomfortable because these mats are pulling at his skin. So when you go to, you know, brush it, it's going to cause more irritation, more pain, more discomfort for the moment until you get it out. But because he's never been groomed before, he's not really going to know what you're doing. He just knows that what you're doing is causing him more pain. So he's going to react, you know. You just have to be calm and make it very clear to him. It's like working with an autistic child. You just have to be very clear with your body language. Make it very obvious to him that you are supposed to be doing what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and you want to help him with your body language. And your attentions, what you're thinking in your mind. You have to just keep, reminding yourself of that and making it clear to him. And good luck, Patty. um, that's something like that is not for the faint of hearted. Um, okay, so yeah, there is my website. Okay, perfect. So I think that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. So there it is. Order my grooming books on Amazon. It shows that I'm a groomer here in Atlanta, Georgia, private dog groomer. All new clients must schedule a consultation visit, $120. Um, yeah, perfect. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention that it's going to take 3 hours. Oh, okay. That's why it usually takes 3 to 4 hours. It's right there. But I'm going to make it a little bit more clear because they say you can never be too clear. You want to be crystal clear. And even then, you might lose some people. So, because a lot of times what we do is we expect other people to care as much as we do. And that's just unfair. Nobody's going to care about your business as much as you do. And it's really unfair to ask them to. So what you want to do is just take all of the thinking part out of it so they don't even have to think about it, Make it as easy as possible for people to do business with you. So I'm going to put $120 per pet, 3 hours. No, I'll put here consultation visit, in parentheses, 3 to 4 hours. There we go, $120 per pet. There we go, and we'll update that. All right, so now my website is updated. Okay, it's updated now, perfect. All right, so now I'm gonna go back and let's visit the site. Let's see what it looks like in real time. Visit site. Okay, junethegroomer.com. So when someone goes on my website, this is what they're gonna see. And you just have to assume that they're not going to scroll down any further than what's right here. So what does it say? June the Groomer. Okay, they know what the business is called, June the Groomer. Private dog groomer in Atlanta, Georgia. They can order my grooming books online here. Oh, I clicked it by accident. Oh my goodness. Sorry. All right. So they can order my books there, and it shows that I'm an author. By putting that link there, not only does it give them the option to order my books online if they want from Amazon, but by not even having to mention it, it implies that I'm an author, that I wrote books on grooming. So right there, I want them to know that because you don't write a book about a topic unless you actually care about it, right? So I want people to know this is how much I care about the topic of grooming, the subject of grooming. This is my passion. So without having to say all of that, it says it right there with that little clink, with that link. Clink? I was trying to say click and link at the same time. Clink. Anyways, so let's just say they're not going to scroll down like that. This is all they see. Now they see the services that I offer. All new clients must schedule a consultation visit, 3 to 4 hours, $120 per pet. Now right there, that's going to cause most people to maybe click off or go away because $120 per pet for a consultation, not even a groom, it's not really gonna appeal to many people because it's so different, it's so new, it's not like what it's not the status quo, right? It's different, very different. And so most people, when they see something so different, um, most people want to hold off. It's like I don't know. Um, but the people who are open-minded and who are looking for new ways because they're tired of the old grooming shops that they've been going to, and just the whole splash and dash, get them out of here, that kind of time is money, speed, 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 shave them down, that kind of service that's just rampant in our industry. um, for people who have had unpleasant experiences and they want something different, this hopefully will attract them. They're going to say, oh, wow, there's a consultation visit that takes 3 to 4 hours. It's $120 per pet. Okay, for 3 4 hours consultation, $120. That's actually a great deal, because if you're gonna pay for a consultation, a consultation with a lawyer, I mean, they charge 275. No, how much did I charge? 175. I paid 175 to sit down for 1 hour with the lawyer. Um, so for 3 to 4 hours, $120. I mean, and of course, we're not offering, you know, the services of a lawyer. You know, so I understand we're dog groomers, but still, um, I see the value in it, and I want to do business with other people who see the value in it. You don't want to twist someone's arm to get them to, you know, see the value in your pricing and your work, because Les Brown says a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. If you have to twist their arm in the beginning, you're going to twist their arm all throughout the relationship, and it gets old. And also, they start getting stronger. It starts getting harder and harder to twist their arm. So, our favorite groomer. Thanks. He sounds like a nightmare, lol, but will take a while, I'm sure. And also, Patty, what I would suggest is right from the beginning, before they even bring the dog, let them know your dog may not get groomed that visit, because he's never been groomed for almost 2 years of his life. And he's matted and he's in pain, he's uncomfortable, and he doesn't know you, he doesn't know me, like he doesn't know the process of grooming. So let him know this may be a project, several session project, and it may be 3 or 4 visits before we can actually get him washed and groomed. We might be doing a lot of behavioral work, to get him used to us tugging and pulling and, you know, untangling all the mats. Or if you have to shave them down, still shaving a big dog like that, getting all those mats out, it could become very dangerous very quickly. So I would let them know that you're not, like, just make sure that they're okay with paying you for your time and your work and your service, even if they don't get the complete groom that they want. Why? Because their dog is a living creature with real feelings and emotions that must be honored in order to it's an investment you're making for future visits. Because if it's bad, if his first visit in 22 months is bad, then I can almost guarantee you it's going to be an uphill battle from then on for the rest of his life. And it's going to take a groomer who is psychotic like me, who's not even going to charge those people for 7 8 hours of work for that day, because I didn't get the service done. I charge for my service, not my time. I really got to rethink that as well. Because my time is valuable. It is priceless, but I still have to figure out a way to charge for my time, even if I didn't get the dog groomed. See, I think it was more a pride issue. It's like, no, I didn't get it. I didn't complete the job, so I'm not going to take the payment. I got to rework that. I got to rethink my own policy, because yeah, it's if I push the dog too hard, too far, and he he erupts. We get in the red zone. He starts getting a bit aggressive and starts biting and smack. And I start, restraining him, and I get him calmed down. But then I finish the job anyways. The next time he comes, he's gonna look at me like, mm-hmm, all right, it's on like Donkey Kong, baby. Round two, right? It's gonna be a battle. He's gonna literally gear up for war every time he comes in. He's gonna start breathing harder. He's literally gonna start preparing himself for war, and I don't want that. And so, yeah, I would tell them, oh, Patty says they also told me they don't have a vet, so he's not neutered or have his shots. Ooh, see, more and more, they're starting to sound like deadbeat parents, right? Deadbeat dog parents. And I don't want to make that might be an unfair judgment, accusation, assumption of these. I don't know these people, but just going from what I'm seeing here, that it's a dog that's almost 2 years old, matted, probably smelly and dirty as well. Doesn't have a vet, doesn't have his shots, is not neutered. It kind of sounds like a backyard dog, right? And sometimes the best thing we could do for these people is to let them know, like, this is how it's gonna go. You're gonna bring him in, and I will work with him for about 3 to 4 hours. We may not even get him groomed, like washed or anything. We might just be doing a lot of behavioral work for 3 4 hours, but you have to pay me $120 or $100 or $90, whatever your price is for per hour. If you charge $30 an hour, $90. And make sure before they even bring the dog in, are you okay with that? And then I would even call them the day of, just to reconfirm. Hey, I just want to remind you, I'm gonna be working on your dog for 3 hours and no more, because I want your dog to have a pleasant experience and a good memory. And we may just be doing a lot of behavioral work and building rapport, but I still need you to pay me the $90 for that time. And I need you to bring him in regularly, at least once every 2 weeks, so we can continue to build upon our work, and he doesn't get too dirty or matted between the time that I would really say weekly, every week, bring him in for 3 hours every week, $90 a week. But judging, it just seems like if they don't even have a vet or shots or anything like that, it might be a budgeting issue. It might be that their finances aren't really, um, it doesn't allow for them to spend a lot of money on their dogs. So that's why I'm saying maybe just ask them to bring them in every 2 weeks, but let them know I don't want to go past 2 weeks because he's already matted, and whatever mats I get untangled and whatever work I do, it's gonna pretty much be gone, all washed away after 2 weeks. So we want him to come in at least every 2 weeks so I can build upon the work I did the previous session, and then we'll finally get to the point where we can have him mat free, clean, and then it'll just be more maintaining that, every monthly visits rather than bi-weekly. And the thing is, if they say no, that sounds too much, you're asking too much, we can't do that. I hope you find a groomer. That guy I was grooming earlier, he was Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, Jasper. But anyways, just lots of shedding because it's that time of year. So it started to push me back. And now I'm drying him. He's not drying well because all the dead hair, even after the 2 hours of just a big trash bag full of dead hair that I got out. Even after that, in the bath, more hair was just pouring out. And then while I was drying him, more hair poured out. So then I was supposed to be at my next appointment by 3 o'clock, but it was already like 2:30, 3 o'clock when I was finishing him. And so I was like, I felt this anxiety, like, oh my God, I have to finish this, but I can't. I should be done with this, but I can't, like. And then I felt that anxiety, but then finally I just called my next client. I was like, hey, listen, this is a situation, it just took a lot longer, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna get there in a reasonable time. Can we reschedule? She was like, you know us, of course. So we rescheduled it, and I initially was gonna cancel my speech tonight at Toastmasters, how to self-publish a book, because it looked like I wasn't gonna make it by 7. But I realized, like, I don't have to do anything. I don't, like, I don't have to. I have to, but I can't. No, I don't have to, and I won't. And so yeah, it worked out. So now I was able to finish my first appointment without the pressure anymore of needing to get done sooner than I could. And then after that, I was able to, get ready for my speech. I went to Toastmasters, gave my speech, and hey, the appointment that was supposed to be today, I'm still gonna groom them on Thursday. No big deal, right? So yeah, I'm learning more and more not to force myself to do anything. Don't force anything. Just be more in flow state. And just catch yourself every time you go down that path where you start feeling like I have to do this, but I can't. Remind yourself, I don't have to do shit. Especially if it's impossible, especially if it seems like it's not really going to work out, then I don't have to do it. Just take the pressure off. Um, Patty says, they say he is also infested with fleas in the mats. Oh my goodness. I just hope he is not matted head to toe. Exactly. I will brief them when I call them to confirm appointment tomorrow. Perfect. And Dolores, Dolores Parr, cool under the collar, she would actually refuse to take that dog. Seriously. If it was already infested with fleas and everything, she would tell them, she would demand that they take him to the vet first. Get that treated. Get the flea preventative. Get them, get the cat star. Because that's not acceptable to be infested with fleas, right? So if it was Dolores, she would tell them, take him to the vet first, get him updated on his shots, take care of those fleas, and if you have to, have the vet sedate them so they can shave them down, so we can start over. It's a clean slate, and then set an appointment with me, You make the rules for your business. Do not let your clients dictate your policies for your business. You write your policies and stick with them. And the good thing about having policies written down is when someone complains, you just point to your policies saying, it's just my policy. I'm sorry. What do I, you know? Lee Rowley says, yes, you still did the work. You should be paid. Also, it shows the client that you are professional and you have valuable skills. Exactly. Leroy, I don't have to. Such a powerful statement. Exactly. I don't have to, right? I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do, you know? Yes, there are consequences. So you have to be careful with that, right? You can't just say, I'm not going to go into work because I don't want to, you know? Um, because, okay, it's true. You don't have to go into work if you don't want to, but you just have to understand that there are consequences, right? And so are you willing to deal with the consequences? But in this situation, by saying I don't want to groom your dog because he's huge, he's matted, he's infested with fleas, and he's never even had any shots from the vet. So I don't want to groom your dog. So what is the consequence? You lose that business. It's okay, right? Do you really need to risk your safety? Because a dog that big, you know, what was it again? What was it the great a Saint Bernard and a Bernese Mountain Dog? I mean, I've actually had a Bernese Mountain Dog, come back and try to bite me when I was working on his hind area before. I can tell you from first-hand experience, it is intimidating. It is very intimidating. And I'm a big guy. I'm a big, strong guy. It was still very intimidating for me. Um, Patty says, this is what I was considering on doing because on my website, it clearly states all dogs must be updated on their vaccines, and the client stated she looked over my website. Exactly. So if your client already told you she saw your website, and on your website it clearly states that they must be updated on their vaccinations, by letting them slide on that, you're already kind of setting precedents. It sets precedent. And so then they start to think to themselves, well, she let us slide on that. You can let us slide on this. You can let us slide on that. It's like, no, no, no. These are my policies. And this keeps me and my other clients' dogs safe, right? Um, so yes, that's all I got really, and I redid my website now. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to share my website. Okay, so I'm not sure if I can do it from here, but we could just go on Facebook. So what I'm gonna do now is go on Facebook and just announce that I have a new policy or new procedure, I guess, for new clients, and to check it out because I really feel like it makes more sense to treat the grooming a dog as a relationship because that's really what it is in nature. In nature, dogs use grooming as a way to bond, as a way to strengthen relationships, gain social status sometimes. Also mating. When two dogs are about to mate, they'll groom each other. They'll start licking each ears, showing affection. It's showing the person or the dog that you're grooming that you care about them, that you love them and you care about them. You want them to feel better, and you're doing it in a way that they understand. You're speaking their language, which is body language. You know, by talking to them in English, human language. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I love you. That's great. I mean, it's cool. I'm not downing that, but I'm just saying that by rolling your sleeves up and be willing to sweat and putting the effort and the time to groom your dog, comb them out, and provide them with relief, with comfort. This says to them loud and clear in a way that they will obviously understand, clearly understand, because you're speaking their language. You're telling them, I love you, buddy. I care about you. And they're gonna be like, yeah, I know, I can see it. That feels great what you're doing. It's like brush me right there. You missed a spot, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna put here on my June the Groomer page. Check out my new client, uh, my new process for taking, no, for accepting new clients. www.junethegroomer.com. Check out my new process for accepting new clients and share. All right, perfect. So they can click on junethegroomer.com. It'll take them to the, see if they click that, it'll take them to my website. And then, boom. I like it, especially with all those social media tabs gone now. Very just simple and concise. June the Groomer, Private Dog Groomer Atlanta. They see that I'm an author. They can order my books on Amazon. Here are the services. All new client. Okay. I'm thinking about changing that word services to something different. Maybe like, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to take that out. That way it'll push more of the information up. Assuming that no one's going to scroll down. I'm just going to take that out. See if it'll let me. Can I just have no title? Update. Will it allow me to? Okay, now let's preview. See what it looks like. Okay, perfect. Look at that. All right, so let me just visit the site to see what it looks like in real time. I like it. So yeah, order my books online. It doesn't say anything right there, it just has a picture. All new clients must schedule a consultation visit. Perfect. All right, and that's it. So, alrighty. Let's see. Lee Raleigh, vaccine requirements are pretty standard, aren't they? I don't really ask for vaccination records because I don't have other clients' dogs mingling with each other. I would if I actually had a retail or space where people were bringing me their dogs and dogs, um, you know, maybe not interacting, but still in the same space together. I would require at least rabies. But because I'm grooming each dog individually in their own home, I don't really find it necessary to ask for vaccinations. But yeah, they are pretty standard at most grooming establishments. Patty says exactly, and that's what I'm afraid of because then owners would expect the same. No, then others would expect the same. Exactly. In my area, I'm the only groomer who requires vaccines. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, it's your decision, and I think it's a good decision. You made a decision to require vaccinations. At least it shows you that you have a parent that cares enough to get their dogs vaccinated, on a regular basis. But I want to be careful with that because it's not about caring or not. I personally don't get my dogs vaccinated. I get them rabies because that's what's required. But yeah, I don't vaccinate my dogs because, you know, anyways, just a personal decision. I used to though. I used to do the Bordetella, distemper, and all that stuff. But um, yeah, they're okay though. They're fine. I mean, anyways, um, you're right. I didn't think of that. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I'm grooming one dog at a time. Yeah. But yeah, so basically, you just have to come up with your own policies. What is going to work for you and your business, and then stick to it. Don't make exceptions. Too many. I mean, each case is different, but you want to be consistent, and that way you're treating everyone fairly. Patty says, I am also the owner groomer in my area who does house call grooming. Uh-huh. Not even a mobile groomer around here. Wow, that's interesting. So you kind of have like control of the market there. And here's the good thing about being first to market. There might be another groomer that opens up in your area, somewhere down the road. Even if they do, because you were first in your area, you know, even if other groomers do open up, they're just going to remind that market of you. The people who live there, the new grooming shops are only going to remind them of you because you were first to market. That's the advantage of being first to market. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and I have to be completely honest. My other YouTube channel, the one that has like over 20,000 subscribers and all that, um, really, there's really nothing special about it. I mean, it's just, oh, let me put my screen since we're done with all that. But really, I have to admit that I got lucky. I was first to market. I don't mean first to market like I was the first grooming channel on YouTube. I wasn't. I looked. I mean, there's lots of grooming channels on YouTube. But I was the first channel where I was just myself and I streamed the whole groom. I shared the entire groom, not just little, snippets and not just little quick tips, but the whole thing. Where the dog didn't behave, where I even got bit. A dog fell off the table. I showed all of it. You know, I was the first grooming channel that I know of, that I'm aware of, that was just real and honest, and I made myself vulnerable. But also the underlying theme though was I was trying to be helpful. I was genuinely trying to help, not just other groomers, but dog owners who didn't have access to a groomer or maybe didn't have the resources to pay a groomer, but they desperately needed their dogs groomed and they didn't know how. I wanted to help these people. I genuinely wanted to help. And I think that's what came across in all my videos. And that because people come up to me and they say like, "Oh my God, I'm a fan. I love your video." And at first, I used to ask them because I was genuinely curious. I was really, it was just fascinating. I was like, "Why do you watch my videos? Like, what? Like, I can't even sit through one of my videos. Why do you watch my videos?" And they would, every single person would tell me, because I can tell you're being sincere, you're being genuine, that I can tell you're real. And I was like, wow, that's interesting, like, so my point is, I don't credit the growth of my other YouTube channel. I don't credit it to production value, nice videography, sound quality, none of that. Even the setting was just, homemade kind of, and I was using my phone even sometimes. So I don't credit the success of my YouTube channel to anything that I did. It was all the generosity of people like you, Lee, and you guys, not you people, but all of you guys. It was you sharing my videos with people that you knew, you know, it was all of that. But why was it? And after me, there's a lot of YouTube, not a lot, but there are more YouTubers now who are doing what I was doing, just streaming the whole, you know, but here's the thing, the advantage of being first to market. Now, even though they have better quality videos, they have better quality sound, they have better production value, they even have better content, and they even have better presentation skills. They present the information better. Even though everything about their channel is better than mine, it reminds the viewer of my channel, even though because I was first to market, they came after me. So that's the advantage of being first to market. um, Patty says, my downfall of recording or streaming my grooming is I forget to talk to the audience. I catch myself talking to the dog. It takes practice. It really does. It takes practice. I remember my wife, when she was helping me video at the shop and everything, she would remind me like, honey, what are you doing? Like, explain what you're doing. Talk to me. So yeah, it just takes practice. Lee Rowley, I'm not a groomer and right now don't have a pet, but I learn a lot about life watching you. Like, I don't have to. Uh-huh. Very nice. Well, Lee, thank you so much for your support and for watching the YouTube videos. I mean, we're starting to quickly become friends now, aren't we? You're friends with me on my personal Facebook page, and that can get dangerous, Lee. I just have to be honest with you. I have no filter, especially when it comes to my personal Facebook page. So, your opinion of me may start to change now that you get to know me better. But anyways, thank you guys so much for your time. I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful just to see, how I do the process, how I do the on my website and things like that. Also, some of the tips about um, decluttering your website, making it a little bit more concise and simple for potential clients who are surfing the net. So anybody that comes and moves here to Atlanta, they have a dog, and they want something different. They want another option than just dropping their dog off somewhere, picking them up at the end of the day, and they're probably shaved, and like they want something different. I want them to be able to find my website and not waste a lot of their time or confuse them, and so they can just see, boom, okay, he's in Atlanta, Georgia, he's private, okay, and there's if I want to schedule, I'm a new client. Okay, so I have to schedule a consultation. Takes 3 hours, $120. Okay, this is what's going to happen during the consultation. Okay, and there's the contact, JuneTheGroomer@gmail.com. All right, I want to make it as simple as possible. That way, they know exactly what they need to do if they wanted to contact me and schedule a consultation. Grace T says, I have always enjoyed watching your videos. Just like that, you are real. Ah, I just like that you are real. Thank you so much, Grace T. That's awesome. Um, Lee Raleigh. Lee Raleigh. Filters aren't important. Be who you are. That's what I do. Yeah, right. And here's the thing. Dr. Malcolm Maltz, he wrote the book Psychocybernetics. He he repeats it several times in the book, but he says, why are we always trying so hard to be somebody when you already are somebody? You're you. And the best thing about being you is you don't even have to try because you already are you. Just be you, right? And he was saying, no matter how hard someone else tries, they cannot be you. And no matter how hard you try, you cannot be them. So stop trying to be like them, and stop wishing other people were like you. Just let them be them and you be you. You know, Stop trying to become somebody because you already are somebody and you are enough. Remember that. You're already somebody. You are you and you are enough. Patty says, very helpful as always, June. Thank you. Awesome. Well, that's kind of what I do, right? Okay, I'm kidding. Anyways, I got that from Will Smith, baby. Aladdin. Have you guys seen the new Aladdin? I just watched it with my daughters, and okay, I'm gonna end it with this. But anyways, I really enjoyed it. I was a little hesitant because I didn't know if I was gonna enjoy it or not. Um, I just I was like, they already ruined Beauty and the Beast. The live version of Beauty and the Beast, in my opinion, they ruined it. I was like, they really should have just left that alone, right? Why? Why did they do that, right? And so this one, especially with Will Smith as a genie, I love Will Smith, but I was just like, oh, I don't know. Because Robin Williams, I just couldn't see Will Smith doing that character. But here's the genius. Here's the genius of Will Smith, or Guy Ritchie, maybe, or maybe it was the director's call. But I thought it was such a good decision that Will Smith completely redid the genie character and made it his own version. He didn't try to copy or mimic Robin Williams' genie. Oh man, it just ties back to what I said. Stop trying to be like someone else and just be you, right? Because you are enough. Will Smith, by embracing his personality and the Will Smith style, right? The cool, charismatic, lovable, charming Will Smith. He was just that. He was himself as a genie, and I loved it. I thought I really enjoyed the movie, except at the end. There's one part at the end where I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it got a little bit weird, and then like just poof, poof, people were disappearing, and I was like, this must be the Thanos snap. Infinity War, where Thanos snaps and half the population disappears. I was like, where's Thanos? Is he hiding behind the curtain or something? Did he just snap? Because, anyways, it got a little bit weird, but still, I enjoyed it. I loved it. Um, all the parts that I loved about the old Aladdin, where Genie sings in the Cave of Wonders, he sings to Aladdin. I love the way they redid that. When he comes into Agrabah and Genie's singing Prince Ali, I loved it. I loved it. They did a really good job. If you haven't seen Aladdin, the Will Smith version, I highly recommend it. My girls and I had a great time watching it. My younger daughter, she was saying it blew my mind. I was like, wow. Anyways, um, let's see. It's Will Smith. Lee says it's Will Smith. How could it go wrong, right? Oh my goodness. I'm really convinced at this point that Will Smith can do no wrong. I'm sure that's not true, but man, it just seems like that. No, not Thanos. Oh man. You know, Thanos though, I mean, I relate to that character, and I have to sometimes um, try to catch myself and ask myself, am I being too um, zealous? Am I being overzealous about things sometimes? Because sometimes I can, I feel like sometimes I'm so convinced that what I'm doing is right and my way is right that sometimes I am blinded to anyone else's opinions, or and I guess sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not though, because with Thanos, I honestly believe that he believes that he's the hero and the Avengers are the bad guys. That's just, I mean, he really believes that, and he's almost frustrated that he's the only one that sees, the justice in what he's doing, like the the nobility, he's doing the honorable thing, the more difficult thing, right? And like I used to say this, I said this several times. Usually, the more difficult thing to do and the right thing to do are the same thing, and that's what Thanos is saying. He's like, he even told Gamora, because he was like, I have to put the universe back in balance. This is my, I'm the only one that can do this. I'm the only one that sees the answer, and Gamora was like, you don't know that, and he just sighs and he says, I'm the only one that knows that, and he says, or maybe I'm the only one with the will to act on it. But yeah, he literally is a hero in his own mind that is against the entire universe. It's him, and it's like he believes that he's the only one that can. Yeah, and so I kind of get his character. He doesn't lie. He abhors people who lie. Look at the way he treated that the collector, and he was like, why would I, when he was stepping on his chest, he was like, why would I lie? And Thanos says, I imagine it's like breathing for you. It disgusts him, people who lie, and he can't. It's so far from his understanding that he even uses the word imagine. I imagine it's like breathing for you, because he can't even fathom it. He can't even understand why somebody would lie, So yeah, I mean, he's got high morals and this, like, yeah. So I kind of feel for Thanos, but he's just so zealous, overzealous, and he's so um just I guess, like, headstrong. He's just so like, he cannot see any other possibilities or anyone else's perspective but his own. And I really think that I've been thinking about this with me. Perhaps I'm acting like Thanos, with my wife and our situation. Um, yeah, and I'm now, like, starting to rethink my decision, because I was so single-minded. Thank you, Lee. That's the word I was trying to. So single-minded. I was literally convinced that, like, my wife and daughters just don't see what I see. I was like, I'm the only one that seems to see this. I'm doing what's right. It's the more difficult thing to do, but it's right. I have to end this marriage. Like, it's just not, we're not compatible anymore, and we're not working well together, and I have different views now, and I'm a different person. 14 years. Of course, in 14 years, I'm a completely different person now, and so is she. I mean, and so, like, I was so single-minded, and yeah, I was just not considering other points of view. I even asked my daughter, my older daughter Ava, because she's so mad at me, but she's so wise for her age, and I asked her, "What do you think I should do, Ava?" And I was like, I'm open to hearing your suggestions. I was like, I always consider your advice. What do you think I should do? And Ava, she said like, I don't know. She was like, if you really don't want to live with mom, you shouldn't have to. But she was like, just know that I'm always gonna stay with mom no matter what. And I told her, I think you're right. I think that's right. I think you're making the right choice. It probably is best for you to stay with mom. And I was like, but just know that I love you, and I think I'm doing what's right. I was like, I really believe that I'm doing what's right, even though it's so hard and difficult. And I was like, but I'm not sure. I believe I'm doing what's right, but I can't be 100% for sure. And so, yeah, just considering the Thanos character and seeing how dangerous it can be to be so single-minded, to be so convinced that you're right, you know, when you could be terribly wrong, you know. I'm starting to reconsider everything. Maybe it's not a good idea to end our marriage, because like with the snap of a finger, I'm destroying 4 lives, not just my wife's, but my 2 daughters, right? With just a snap of a finger. So yeah, because my wife was telling me like Ava's starting to become introverted, more quiet, more reserved. She's, just not really, her usual talkative, outgoing, bubbly self. I was like, wow, it really hurt me to hear that, because my older daughter Ava has always been so happy, and just she always made everyone laugh, and she was just so outgoing and positive, and just laughing all the time and joking. And to hear that she's changing like that, it almost makes me feel like, am I destroying that child, that innocence? But then another part of me was thinking, well, having a life of ease is not good either. Like maybe it's a good thing that she goes through some difficult times. But it's like, wow, really, like that though? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm being cold, a little too harsh, you know. So yeah, man, I don't even know how I got to here. I don't even know how I got to talk. Oh, because of Thanos and everything. But yeah, um, yeah, I guess because I was talking about Aladdin, and then and then we started talking about Thanos' snap, because in Aladdin people started disappearing at the end, and then yeah, and then so we started talking about Thanos, and then now I started talking about this. Wow, interesting. I don't know how I get from one place to another sometimes. I just start talking, and then finally I snap out of it for a second. I'm like, how did I get here? Where am I? Anyways, yeah. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'm not gonna take any more of it. It's already after midnight, but I really appreciate you guys at least allowing me to talk out my feelings. Just kind of talk out loud, and just reconsider my actions, reconsider my decisions. Not all decisions have to be final, right? And I don't have to be so single-minded. So yeah, I'm I'm very appreciative of you guys allowing me to share my thoughts. It really does help. It does. Anyways, thank you so much for your time, for your attention, and I honor the light in you that's also in me. Namaste.